Hello everyone, I'm very excited for our brand new video series Tokenised World, so thanks for watching and stay tuned. My name is Jack Matthews, I'm your host. I'm going to take you on this journey that includes everything to do with the tokenization of real world assets. These videos are powered by Defactor. Defactor are a fantastic team pioneering some really interesting concepts in terms of the tokenization of real world assets. We'll have more from the team later on in the video. For now, a quick bit of information on myself. Like I said, my name is Jack. I got involved in the industry through NFTs. I don't have any financial background. I'm not a financial wizard. I'm here to learn myself, and I want to do that with the community, with you. So get involved, leave some comments. What should we be covering? What should we be looking at? Like I said, this is all new to a lot of people, including myself, but it's something that I'm very interested in. I am actually a new ambassador for Defactor and the Defactor team, which I'm very excited about, and we'll speak a little bit more on that in later videos. I'm also a Factor token holder, so I really am believing in what the guys and what the team at Defactor are doing, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. Like I said, this video is basically everything in terms of the tokenization of real world assets from the ground up. We're going to speak a little bit about what they are, how they work now in a second. So everybody, thank you for watching. Stay tuned and sit back and enjoy. Before we go any further, if you want more information on Defactor, what it is they do, and more importantly, their new ebook, which is a fantastic way to introduce yourself to everything the team are doing, all the hard work they've done before, but not only that, it gives very good explanations to how everything in this realm works. Particularly section 2 covers tokenization of real world assets, which is fantastic. I found it great. Head on over to defactor.com. You'll be prompted to select their ebook. Do so, have a quick read, or just have an in-depth read, whatever you want to do. This is the glorious thing about this information. It is going to be there for you when you need it. If there's any feedback from the community, from you, let us know. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, that kind of thing, and get involved. Let us know what you think. So, when we talk about real world assets, what do we mean? Anything that holds value in the real world, in an industry, in multiple industries, or even just to you, is what we're talking about. So cars, houses, gold, and you will see the extensive range of things that can be tokenized. So when we mean real world assets, what we mean, or when we say real world assets, what we mean is, things that are actually in the real world. And when we talk about tokenizing them, we mean that those items in the real world are represented via the blockchain in a digital form, in a digital token or digital tokens. And those tokens can be distributed to communities of people. You can actually do so many interesting things with them, and I don't want to get ahead of myself too quickly, but that is what we mean when we talk about real world assets and real world asset tokenization. There are huge benefits to this for everyone globally. So what I'd like to do is invite a good friend of mine, a guy who got me interested in blockchain, Mr. Adam Buktila, who is a co-founder and currently working with the Defactor team, or is a big part of the Defactor team, to give us a little bit of information about himself. He has some information on the pros and the cons of tokenization of real world assets, just so we can start somewhere. And he has a lovely community message, which is very important because, like I've been saying, we want everyone in the community involved in these videos. We want everyone to share their opinion on what we should cover, what they think is very exciting, what their thoughts are for the future in this fast-paced, crazy world we live in. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Adam. Here he is.
Okay, so my name is Adam Buktila. I'm one of the co-founders of Defactor. I've been involved in blockchain now for the past, maybe 6 or 7 years. I first originally got interested in blockchain actually from the business side, not really from the technology side. Always from a solutions point of view of how can this technology be used to either make people's lives better, innovate in different ways. So I'm very lucky to have been involved in lots of very interesting projects. I'm co-founder of a number of different initiatives. During the whole NFT cycle, I was involved in some of the largest brands launching their NFTs there. and I've project managed a lot of different tokenization projects. So yeah, I've been around. So when we're talking about some of the pros and cons of tokenization, I'll start with the cons, to be honest. So I actually don't think it's a technology problem. If you had asked me this question maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I would have said the tech has to catch up. That's actually not the case now. It's a user experience problem. We have to be able to onboard massive amounts of people that aren't technically literate. So I would say it's a user experience issue, and I would actually say that it's still a regulation issue, right? Because we still have to get clarity in different jurisdictions as to what is allowed, what's not allowed. We are going to get a lot more clarity under the new MiCA regulations, which come into effect next year. But even still, in some countries, it's just not clear what can be done, what can't. So that's what I would say on the cons. When talking about the advantages, I think an interesting thing to start with is actually how it lowers the barrier to entry for a lot of people. So let's say you wanted to own a piece of real estate. Generally, you need a high upfront cost or a high investment, or you need to get a mortgage, etc. With fractional ownership and tokenization, maybe that gets easier. Maybe you can invest, hundreds or a couple of thousand of dollars in tokenized real estate. That's just one side. When you look at the fractional ownership, there's actually the inclusivity part. When you actually get to true ownership, it really has a benefit for, in my opinion, developing countries that have really skipped a lot of generations. They went straight to smartphone. They went straight to, a lot of the times, digital banking, neobanks. People are getting used to using their phone to do very critical operations all over the world. And I think that evolution has actually paved the way for people to be able to embrace a lot of these new business models. So when we talk about tokenization, one thing could be just representing an asset that is in the physical world in a digital way. Some people call that phygital. But another thing is to actually create the physical asset and then be able to maybe get some access to financing, maybe to be able to get some liquidity based on the back of that tokenized asset. So again, when talking about pros and cons, there are many. I could talk for a long time, but yeah, that's what I'll give you for now. Yeah, so I'm very excited about this series actually. I think when we were first talking about the concept, I wanted something that was very homegrown, organic, from the bottom up, in terms of speaking with members of the community, knowing what they want to talk about, like really getting into the channels, seeing what the talking points are, running some polls, and that will then inform you for what the next videos will be. So that's what I'm excited about this. And then internally at Defactor, we will also be releasing a series of videos all throughout the course of next year. So we really want to up the amount of content, trying to focus in on video really. So please, your feedback is super important. We do want to know, how do you think about the quality, the frequency, any things we could do better. So please, not just Tokenised World, but all of the content that we're putting out, we really need the feedback. It helps us get better.
So thank you, Adam, for those wonderful, wonderful, thoughtful insights. It's a fantastic place to start. We had to start somewhere, so why not have a conversation about what is good and what is potentially bad about tokenizing real world assets. I mean, let's keep things real here. Further to that, what I would like to say is you're very much welcome. Stay tuned for more episodes, which are scheduled to happen each month. Leave comments. Let us know what we should be discussing. We have a rough outline of what we want to cover, but again, that can change based on what the community want, because that is who these videos are for. If you've stuck with us for this whole video, thank you very much. Like I said, my name is Jack. You're very much welcome to our new video series, and stay tuned for more. We'll be back again next month. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.